Hey fellow Game Masters, I'm Richard Quiner. Welcome back to the Daily D20, your daily dose of all things tabletop role-playing games, helping you build your world and master your game. Today we're talking about Bards, and just to preface, when I started this whole thing of going through all the spellcasting classes, I didn't realize there would be that many sources of magic. But yet again, here we are with another spellcaster with another source of magic. The Bard is more than a mere musician or poet. They excel at their craft to the point where they put their heart and soul into their music, and through that music are able to interact with the weave or the magic powers of Dungeons & Dragons and cast some powerful spells with their music. If you're playing a Bard, your main spellcasting ability is going to be your Charisma, so make sure that is your highest ability score. Now the Bard, in terms of spellcasting mechanics, is pretty straightforward. They have their spell levels, they have spell slots that they expend by casting spells, which they need a long rest in order to regenerate those spell slots. Pretty basic stuff that most everyone has to go through. In addition to that, they learn new spells every level, just like everyone else. In addition, they can cast spells as rituals if it's tagged with the ritual tag, if they know the spell. And as I mentioned briefly about rituals, it means they're able to cast a spell. It takes a little more time, but they're able to cast it without expending a spell slot. So that is pretty useful for a Bard to be able to do. In addition, Bards kind of suffer a little restrictions on their exchanging of spells. At each level, when they add new spells and learn new spells, they're able to exchange one of their currently known spells for a new one. But this only happens once a level, not once a long rest, not once a short rest. This happens once a level, one spell, one exchange. Which means, at the higher levels, when you're hitting higher levels closer to 10 or 15, you're going to be waiting a long time from one spell to the next to get that exchange. So you have to be really careful with which spell you choose, so you find the useful ones for the upcoming adventures. It's a hard choice to make, but that's kind of the life of a Bard. In addition to their regular spellcasting, the Bards also get some magic from their music. At early levels, they're able to use an ability called Bardic Inspiration, which lets them add an extra die to a party member's roll that the party member can use within a certain time limit. It's kind of a spell that they cast with their music, and at higher levels they're able to do a Song of Rest, which allows the players on a short rest to roll some more hit die than they normally would, so they can heal up just a little bit better. But then here's the thing that Bards get at higher levels that I say it's unfair about, because I'm just a little jealous, but really it's kind of a cool feature. At levels 10, 14, and 18 they get something called Magical Secrets. Now Magical Secrets means that they can add new spells to their spell list that doesn't count towards the spells they already know. These are different spells. But the difference with these spells is they don't have to come off of the Bard's list of spells. So in Dungeons & Dragons, each class has its own category of spells and its own list of spells available to that class. The Bard, with their Magic Secrets, is able to access any of those spells. So they can pick a wizard spell, they can pick a warlock spell, they can pick a sorcerer spell, they can pick a cleric spell. It doesn't matter what class that spell is intended for, the Bard can get it with their Magical Secrets. And at level 10, 14, and 18, they get 2 each of these. So by the end of it, they have 6 spells that are not necessarily Bard spells in their arsenal, which is really cool and a really powerful feature that just shows the power of this Bard song and putting their heart and soul into their music and learning the magic. There is a lot more about Bards dealing with the Bard colleges and how that changes how the Bards work. Bard colleges are basically their subclass. It's kind of an archetype, depends on what you want to call it, but in Bard terms, it is a college. They have some that deal more with swords and combat, they have some that deal more with words and spellcasting and magic, but either way, the Bards can play very differently depending on whichever college you choose. We'll do another video going over those at another time because there's a lot of information there as well. With all this spellcasting abilities, oftentimes Bards decide to be the support class for their party. They can sing songs that heal their party, that give them bonuses, and they can sing songs and tell things to the enemies that will give them debuffs and boons. So that's the question of the day. What kind of Bard would you want to be? Do you want to be a high damage dealing Bard? Do you want to lean heavily into the DPS? Or do you want to be a support Bard that sings some nice song and keeps your party happy? Let me know that in the comments below. If you've liked this video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you get notified when I upload new videos, which is every day. And of course, Game Masters, I've been Richard Quiner. Thank you for watching.